I went round
Yeah.
with a knife.
Okay.
I've stabbed both of them.
All right.
Somerset, England, November the 21st, 2021. Former soldier Collin Reeves arrives home after a family trip to see the town's Christmas lights switched on. He puts his 2 children to bed. But the day is to end in tragedy.
I was stabbed.
Right, when's
The neighbours' husband and the mother. I went round
Yeah.
with a knife.
Okay.
And I've stabbed both of them.
Now, Reeves' mum Lynn recalls the terrible events of that night and shares why she believes her son turned from a law-abiding dad of 2 who was proud to serve his country into a killer.
To this day, I can't believe that happened. Why couldn't we see how he was suffering? He was still my Collin, and he was just looked so drained and white and shocked.
Joined the British Army aged 19 in 2002, passing the elite commando course. Reeves stayed in the army for 15 years, during which time he served in Afghanistan.
We did when he was 19. He went to Afghan. He used to have to repair trucks, put doors on them where they'd been blown off.
Like any mother, Lynn worried constantly about her son, especially while he was in Afghanistan serving his country.
As a mom, it's like, you know, you want to protect your children. And there's nothing I could do for him while he was over there. It's just not listen to things and hope he was okay.
It was Reeves' proximity to the Army's hospital in Afghanistan which Lynn believes left him particularly traumatised.
He was also working near the hospital area where his commanding officer got killed. He'd seen a lot of his friends had been disfigured. I can't imagine what he'd seen. And he was also in the prison wing where they kept the Taliban. He was, at one point, he said one of them tried to attack him.
In 2017, after 15 years of service, Reeves retired from the Army's Royal Engineers and he spent some time looking at the displays of remembrance poppies.
He walked around the poppies looking for, you know, his regiment's one and just taking his time walking around them. And he just got upset that he'd missed Remembrance Sunday. He always went. He always used to dress, put his medals on. But he'd missed it because he was doing a fun run for a charity, the Children's Hospice. Every time it was a Remembrance Sunday, as soon as the bugle was playing, he used to get very emotional. He used to sit there, tears running down his face. We had a lovely evening. So he dropped me home at 5 o'clock that evening, gave him a kiss goodbye, and the girls went in, thought everything was fine.
Reeves returned to his home in Norton, Fitzwarren, Somerset, 5 minutes' drive from Lynn's house. And what happened later that evening made headline news and left an entire community in shock. At their home, once the children were in bed, Reeves' wife Kayleigh suggested to him that they have a trial separation. In court, he would later recall sitting on the stairs crying, but said he had no memory of what happened next. Reeves was in fact sitting close to where his military plaque containing his ceremonial dagger, which he'd been given when he left the army, was on display. Reeves took the dagger out of its frame and climbed the fence between his home and his neighbours, Jennifer and Stephen Chapple.
My phone rang about 9:30, and it was Kayleigh, and she was just screaming down the phone, Lynn, you've got to get here, you've got to come quick. I said, what? She said, it's Collin. So I was just talking to her, I just said to me, you've got to get up quick. I've got to go, it's something with Collin. We just grabbed our clothes and got dressed and was getting in the car, and I was still talking to Kayleigh, and she said to me, she said, where are you, you've got to come quick. He says they're dead, he stabbed them, he says they're dead.
Reeves had entered Jennifer and Stephen's home via their back door and stabbed them multiple times with his ceremonial dagger. Mercifully, their 2 young children were asleep upstairs and did not wake up.
We arrived at the house, and then Kayleigh opened the door, was just screaming at us, and I just ran in and she just fell to the floor. And I tried picking her up, and my husband said, where's Collin? She said, he's in the front room. He shut the door. so he didn't know what to expect because he hadn't. And he opened the front door and Colin was on the phone to the police.
You're through to the police. What's the location of your emergency?
I was stabbed.
Right, when's
the
that?
neighbours' husband and the mother.
Right, where are you at the moment?
Rise.
Okay. Rise, is that Rise?
Yes.
All right, okay. Where did the incident happen?
Sorry?
Where did the incident happen? All right, okay. And are you safe at the moment?
Yes.
Right, have you got any injuries? Whereabouts have you been stabbed?
No, not me, the neighbours.
The neighbour's been stabbed. By who?
By me.
By you?
Yes.
Right, okay. And where are they? Are they in their house?
Yes.
All right, stay on the line for me, okay? How bad are the injuries?
They've both been stabbed a couple of times.
Several times. All right, stay on the line for me, okay? Are you in your house on your own?
No, I'm with my wife, my children in bed.
All right, okay. All right, tell me exactly what's happened. Tell me exactly what's happened. Take a deep breath.
I went round
Yeah.
with a knife
Okay.
and I've stabbed both of them.
All right, how many times?
I don't know, a couple of times each, not 2 or 3 times each, maybe.
Okay. Are they still conscious and breathing?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. Okay, are you at home now?
Yes.
And are they males or females?
One male, one female.
Okay. And you're currently in, are you?
Yes.
All right. All right, stay on the phone to me, okay? What's your name?
Collin Reeves.
All right, Colin. How are you spelling your surname?
R-E-E-V-E-S.
All right. And did you say your wife is with you?
Sorry?
Did you say your wife is with you?
Yes.
All right. What kind of knife did you use?
It was a dagger.
Okay. All right, just stay on the line for me, okay? We're going to get some help out there as soon as we can.
To this day, I can't believe that happened. That Colin could have... Nobody can. He can't himself. He just doesn't know how that came about.
The police were quickly on the scene.
All right.
Where's your handcuffs?
Put your hands up.
Not me, mate. Him.
You?
Go in the house then.
Right. Put your hands up.
Behind your back.
Right. Hold still. Hold still. Listen. You're under arrest at the minute on the attempted murder of 2 people inside the address next door. Do you understand? Okay. Let's walk over here a minute, out the way. Can you guys just... All right, that's fine. We'll sort it.
What's your first name?
I didn't know what to do for him. I couldn't do anything. I knew what happened to him, what he'd done, and I just couldn't believe it. I just said, what happened? What did you do? And he just said, I had to protect my family, Mum. I had to protect my family.
On arriving at the police station's custody unit, Reeves said he was confused and that he didn't understand why he was there. When told about the murders, he said he was just doing his job and it was an operation.
How are you feeling yourself now? How are you feeling in yourself now?
Confused.
Okay. Is there anything I can help? Do you have any questions that I can help with at the moment?
Don't understand why I'm here.
Why you're here? So, the allegation is that this evening 2 people have been stabbed, okay, and have subsequently died, and you have called the police to say that you have stabbed 2 people. And so, because they're dead, you've been arrested on suspicion of murder. That's why you're here. There's probably a lot to take in right now. Just doing my job. Okay. Do you need to speak to a custody nurse about anything in particular, anything medical that you need to speak to a nurse about? What's that?
Just confused why I'm here.
Okay.
It was an operation.
Yeah.
The police formally questioned Reeves, who replied no comment, but broke down when asked if he killed Jennifer and Stephen.
Firstly, I just need to ask you, when you were arrested and brought into custody, when you were being assessed in the custody unit here, you said to the I think it was a custody nurse, "I shouldn't have done it, I've ruined their lives and mine." Can I just confirm, did you say that?
No comment.
And what did you mean by that?
No comment.
Okay, Colin, in as much detail as possible, tell me what happened yesterday that led to the deaths of Jennifer and Stephen Chapple.
No comment.
Explain to me exactly what happened inside. Did you kill Jennifer and Stephen?
No comment.
How were you involved in their deaths?
No comment.
Inspector Neil Mead, and I'm one of the SIOs on the Major Crime Investigation team. The history of the Chapples and the Reeves is they both moved into their addresses in Dragon Rise at approximately the same time, and over the course of last year there was a developing dispute over parking outside their premises, and that culminated in Collin Reeves readjusting the area outside of his house to give himself more parking space. We also know that Stephen Chapple bumped into Collin Reeves' car at some point last year, probably around May time, and that made the situation worse between the families, but we also believe that that situation resolved itself. There was no indication that this dispute was anything other than a run-of-the-mill neighbour dispute that we were working to resolve.
In court, Reeves stated that he could not remember the killing, but saw a white light, likely the neighbour's security light, which in the army was usually a flare and meant something was going to happen. A subsequent investigation by the Independent Office for Police Conduct into the police response to the Chappells' report of verbal abuse found that there was no indication from Reeves's previous conduct that physical violence or a double murder was even a remotely foreseeable possibility. Mum Lynn firmly believes her son's actions were triggered by post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, from his experiences as a veteran of Afghanistan.
He was trained. He was a trained killer. And it's always going to be in them. And they just can't show anything. They can't show emotion. He had trauma when he went into the army with the things he saw. He couldn't release it. He'd never spoken about it to anybody. I heard nothing about any of this until the trial.
His defence psychologist suggested that as a result of his deployments in Afghanistan, he may well have been suffering from complex PTSD. We have employed other experts, the defence and the prosecution, and they've considered the PTSD angle and whether this would form part of diminished responsibility defence. And two of those experts have suggested that his potential PTSD would not have been a contributory factor in committing this offence.
At his trial at Bristol Crown Court in 2022, Reeves denied murder but pleaded guilty to manslaughter due to diminished responsibility. His barrister told the jury he had significant mental issues and that he was not in his right mind at the time of the killing. But after 5 hours of deliberation, the jury unanimously found him guilty of murder, and he was sentenced to life with a minimum term of 38 years. Sentencing Reeves, Mr Justice Garnham said the brutal attacks were unprovoked and unjustified, and that as a result of his murderous behaviour, 2 children had been left orphaned, causing them lifelong harm.
The verdict will bring back our beautiful Jennifer and Stephen. If anything, this past 10 days prolonged us finding out how Jennifer and Stephen spent their final moments. The support of my family and friends has been what got us through the past 7 months. The support we received from Jennifer and Stephen's friends shows how loved they both were. We now ask that we are left to process this in our own way, to be able to grieve properly and move forward as best we can. We will now focus on Stephen and Jennifer's beautiful boys, helping them to live the life that Jennifer and Stephen would have wanted for them.
It's just sad all round. It's just a tragic incident for everybody involved. I think I was just in shock once he'd said what the sentence was, because that was just seemed way too much. And some people are evil. To know that Collin, not evil, was traumatised. In the trial, they said that he didn't serve in active combat, so he couldn't have PTSD. Psychologists said he'd got complex PTSD, anxiety, depression, disassociation.
Lynn pinned her hopes on an appeal, and in 2023 the 3 appeal judges did reduce his sentence. Taking into account Reeves's depression, military service, confession and remorse, his minimum term life sentence was reduced from 38 years to 35.
It hurts me so much to see him so lost and so sad. He's just broken.
Lynn has struggled not only with her own feelings, but with many people's attitudes towards her.
Yeah, they just blame you the same. They say, oh, you know, it's the way you brought him up, it's the way everything was. We didn't get any help from, we didn't get any support.
Visiting her son is a challenge, as he is being held in a prison in the north of England, while Lynn lives in the southwest.
He's so far away. We go once a month. It's about £400 by the time we've gone. What help does the army give them afterwards? It's not. They shouldn't just leave it.
At the trial, deeply moving written tributes by Jennifer and Stephen's family members were given to the judge to consider ahead of sentencing. Some were read to the court. Jennifer's mother described her experience as like living in a horror movie that is on an infinite loop, and Reeves' actions as depraved and evil. The Chapple's friend, Melanie Champion-Smith, also gave an interview about the impact of the killing.
And he's going to get to see his children, and Jen and Steve are never going to get to see theirs. And, there's going to be no birthday cards, Christmas cards, presents. They've got none of that anymore, because he took that. He chose his life sentence when he opened that back door that day and committed the crime that he did.
I think he was misdiagnosed, and I know he should have been punished, and he knows himself. He can't. There's no getting away from the fact that he did what he did.
In 2023, Samantha Marsh, the senior coroner for Somerset, wrote to the Ministry of Defence and the Secretary of State for Defence calling for urgent action to prevent future deaths. She pointed out that the dagger was not a blunt replica, it was a fully functional weapon capable of causing significant harm, injury and, sadly, in the Chapple's case, death. Please reconsider the appropriateness of providing anyone leaving the British Army, regardless of rank or status, with what is to all intents and purposes a deadly weapon. Such presentation, gifting, has essentially put a deadly weapon in the community, and I am not persuaded that this is appropriate. The coroner also wrote that poor mental health is not an uncommon feature of those serving in and or leaving the army, and adds further weight to my concerns about the appropriateness of such item, whether ceremonial or not, being issued in the first place. As Reeves continues to serve his 35-year sentence, it's a truly tragic case which has left 2 innocent people dead, children without their parents, and devastated families trying to piece together what is left of their lives. It's also an urgent wake-up call for those in the army to reconsider gifting knives to those leaving, and for the British Army to review the support offered to veterans whose mental health may be suffering as a result of their efforts to keep us all safe.